Hello and welcome to Dungeoncast, news and discussion from across the tabletop. So today we have got Blood Bowl. Yes, we've been waiting for it for a long time. We did a video with Roger back in the shed, back in the summer, after he went to Warhammer Fest 2016. We gave you a little bit of a preview. And I've got Paul here today.
Hello.
Who's going to take us through what you get in the box and a little bit of a sneak peek at Death Zone, I believe.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So we will take you through the contents, have a bit of a chat about it, and some of our thoughts on what you get. But before we begin, I just wanted to say, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Click the button below so you don't miss out on all our other videos. We're doing Dungeons and Dragons role-playing in the dungeon. We've got an Arkham horror card game series which we've started. So there's lots of other videos. So check out the links below. Make sure you subscribe and maybe click a like here or there. That would be great. Okay, so without further ado, I think we should get on with looking at the contents of Blood Bowl. Here we go. Okay, so everything we see here before us is what you get in the box.
That's absolutely right, yeah.
Yep. Okay, Paul, I don't know if you wanted to take us through, show us the pitch first, so we can have a look at that.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way.
I don't want to damage any of your valuable set.
Not at all, not at all.
Okay, let's have a little peek at the board. How does this unfold? Okay, cool. So we have, as we talked about in our preview video, it's a double-sided board, isn't it?
Yep.
So we've got a human pitch here, which is your standard grass. Looks quite nice, not too knackered. Oh, and then here we go. This is where I got the camera. You've got your orc pitch, which looks suitably torn up and messy.
I believe they said it's a riverbed.
Oh, okay.
So the orc pitch is actually a riverbed. So.
Oh, that's interesting. So you could, yeah, that makes sense. What are these sort of the wrecked hulls of old boats or something?
Probably.
And they've just whacked down their little Gork and Mork or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now I've seen online that there's some stuff about a winter board. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I believe they're releasing. I think it's about £18, but they're releasing a double-sided board. So if you want to go down that route. And I think the rumours are that they're going to do the same thing for other teams.
Oh, brilliant.
So they'll Scave on one side, Dwarf on the other. So they've got plenty of things to expand on the existing game.
Oh, okay. And we'll talk about future teams when we come on to Death Zone.
Absolutely, yeah. That's it.
What's good to point out is that the board's a good thickness. It looks like it'll take a few games. Even though it's double-sided, I think that will safely withstand all of your hardcore Blood Bowl matches. Yeah. Right, here we go. Okay, so we'll pop that there. Right, dugouts. Right, so let's try and get without any shine. So this is the human dugout. That's right, isn't it?
That's correct.
Yeah. There we go. And what have we got? Turn. Where's the turn mark?
So you got the scores.
Scores.
You got your turn first half and second half,
yep.
And then your team re-rolls.
Ah, those handy re-rolls. Yep, they always come in handy.
They do.
And then again, is it two?
It is two-sided, but yep. There are two in the pack. I just haven't opened it up yet.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. So we can see the orc one here again, suitably rough and ready. Yeah.
Carrying on with the riverbed theme that they've got on the board itself.
That's really good. So you kind of the guys progress from here to here and then come back on, don't they?
Yeah, depending on the injury rolls.
Okay, cool. And I think we've got a discussion about injury rolls later, haven't we?
We will, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, so we've got some dice and tokens. And let's see if I can get that a bit closer to camera so we can have a look. Yeah, we can see that we've got some six-sided dice. You've got your traditional Blood Bowl dice.
Yep.
The 16-sided dice, which a lot of people are interested in. D8 for scatter.
Scatter.
Yep.
And 2d6, and the number 6 is got the Blood Bowl logo on the dice itself.
That's a nice little touch. See if we can get that on shot. Yeah, there we go. Cool.
But what's nice about that is that you get 3 block dice for each team.
Ah.
I don't know if you remember, previous editions only had 2 block dice. Chances are you'll lose one, it'll roll off the table or whatever else.
Yeah.
But both teams get 3 sets of block dice,
Oh,
which
that's
is a
nice.
nice touch.
Yeah. So you've got plenty of block dice.
Yes.
No one, you don't have to scour eBay for like £400 sets of
for
block dice.
a tournament set that costs you ridiculous amounts of money. No.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
And the dice are really good quality as well. They're good weight. I know that some games tend to go for cheaper dice, but they're really good.
Yeah.
Decent size,
No,
decent D6s.
They've got a good heft to them. I'll get a couple out of them. Let's roll a few of these dice just to show where
See if you can roll a double skulls.
Yeah, here we go.
Well, here we go.
Oh no,
no,
not too bad.
Push back, splat.
Yeah.
Attack down, yeah. So.
Okay, cool. No, they are nice dice. They've got a good. They feel good. They roll well. I think that's a nice set of kind of accessories that you can use.
Yeah.
And you've got your turn marker in there and your score marker and those things.
I mean, there is a coin you can use in there to flick to work out who gets the first turn.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But a lot of people and the guys I play with, because there's not a lot of heft to that piece, you might lose it if you try flicking that. You're better off using a dice. But those we use on those boards for the turn markers or re-rolls or whatever else. And you've also got the fist. You get 2 of those on for each team that you can use as your turn marker on that board as well.
Oh, cool, good. Right, let's have a look at some other things. Let's put this on here. So we've got a little platform. So we've got our cheat sheets.
Yep.
That's right.
2 of those, double-sided.
Yeah, it's got everything you need to know. The abridged version of all the rules.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you've got all your kind of agility table, you've got your weather table, all those kinds of things. Injury table, easy to hand, double-sided reference sheet. That's very nice.
Yes, you don't have to pick up the rule book every 2 minutes if you can't remember what you're.
And again, that's they feel like it's good quality. It's good quality stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool. Okay, we'll pop that back there. And then we've got the rule book, the official rules. It's a nice little booklet.
It is, yes.
It's quality production again. As you can see, nice colourful images and examples throughout. And I think this takes you through kind of the basics.
It's got the very basics to begin with.
Boot camp.
Yeah, just your basic movement, explanation on tackle zones, so you can get going quite quickly.
Yep. Turnovers.
Yeah.
Roller 1.
Yep.
All your agility tables, all those kinds of things. And it sort of progresses on through. Here we go. Gets into more complicated rules. Going for it. That's always fun.
What's interesting is illegal procedure, which players will know that if you don't move your turn counter at the beginning of the turn, it will result in an automatic turnover.
Yes.
What they've done in the new rules is that they've allowed you to hand over a re-roll rather than lose your turn. So
that's
it's
good.
Not as bad as it used to be in previous editions. If you've got to move that counter, it means that you can.
That was always harsh when you start
really
to move
hard.
a player and someone goes, "You haven't moved your turn counter, turnover." It's like, oh, hang on.
So what you've got is the flexibility to say, no, I'll sacrifice a re-roll and you'll get your turn.
One of your own re-rolls? Or
one of your re-rolls if someone calls a legal procedure. So it makes it less harsh, but it's up to you. Some leagues may choose to keep the illegal procedure. Obviously, that's up to you. But that re-roll does give you the chance of playing it, and it's less harsh.
Oh, that's good. So it goes on through the rules. We get into the skills, and I think this is just the skills that are covered in the basic teams.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. And further skills are in the Death Zone book.
They are.
Okay. And then there's a bit about the world of Blood Bowl, a bit of story around star players and famous games that happened, which is quite
all the famous teams, Gavsdye, Reichland Reavers are all in there. Talk about the god of Blood Bowl, Nuffle and things like that. So they've kept all the fluff
that's good.
from all the previous editions, which is a nice touch.
Oh, brilliant. And then at the back, I believe, we get on to how to assemble and paint your teams. Now, we were talking about this earlier. These are snapped together, aren't they?
They are. So if you look, that's the Orc sprue that I can put it down there.
Yep.
So the figures come in 3 pieces and are push fit, so you can get started almost immediately. You don't need to glue them. In fact, the figures that I've got there, I've just put together, no glue, and they're fairly solid, and you can play a game with them without any difficulty.
Here are some we made earlier.
Yeah.
But these are really nice figures. They're good quality. They're, as Paul said, they're snapped together, but they're tough. They're staying there. You know, you can run those around. And
Yeah. You
they're
can
not gonna
play
fall
straight
apart.
away without putting the glue on them or anything like that.
Because I know the feeling when you open a box like this and you're like, I want to play,
Yeah,
and then suddenly you're like, oh, hang on, let me clip all my things,
Yeah.
let me stick them all together, and I've got glue everywhere, and I
Yeah.
just want to play Blood Bowl.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So they're really good. Now we've had a bit of a conversation about the human team, haven't we?
We have. I'd say with the orcs, the animation on these figures are some of the best that I've seen. I think there's
Orc thrower looks like he's really throwing the ball.
there's an orc blitzer that is running down the pitch that looks
This guy here.
really aggressive and really captures that sort of Blood Bowl feel, and I really like that figure. I think they've done an excellent job. However,
now say the good bits first.
okay, so the human catcher is excellent. He looks as though he's catching the ball. It's very animated, really nice figure.
Yep.
However, if we look at the rest of the human team, there's not as much animation.
He's kind of just standing waiting for something to happen.
He is, which is fair
He's
enough for a human. He's a lineman. That's what happens
he's
to them.
probably waiting for something to happen. You've got a few more. These are the blitzers, are they?
They are, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a few more who are kind of, still trying to give you a bit of a hug.
They are. They do look as though they're good.
The figures are nice though. The quality of them is excellent, and the sculpt of them is great. So, and I really like the outfits, what they've done with the armor and things like that. However, if we're going to be honest and fair about our review of the Blood Bowl content,
a little bit critical,
then we should say that some of the human players lack a bit of that sense of motion.
Absolutely. In comparison to the orc figures, I'd agree with that, and they do look as though they all want a hug.
I think these are the best Blood Bowl figures I've seen, these orc ones.
I'd agree with that.
They are so good, and for snap together plastics, that's quite a feat.
And the fact that you've got a green set, blue set, put them on the table. It's very easy to tell which is which, and you can start playing right away without having to paint or glue them.
That's great. Now we've also got the measuring ruler and the scatter. Haven't we? So let's have a look at the scatter, shall we? Where's the other scatter? Here we go. So we've got our 8-pointed star, and we've got our coming on throwing from the side. That's right, isn't it?
I mean, the helmet's a nice touch. It's got a nice Blood Bowl feel to it.
Yep.
I think that is a nice touch. And,
yeah. I mean, the shape of it is actually a helmet, so that's cool. Yeah. And this is obviously the Chaos Star.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing. What do you think of this in relation to the clear perspex ones that were in previous sets?
Well, the advantage with the clear perspex is you can put them over the top, and when you've got a scrum or whatever you want to call it in the middle of the pitch, it was easy to see
where
over the
in
top,
the dwarf cage it's going to go.
Exactly right, where that ball's going to bobble to.
Yeah.
Whereas, but it's fairly straightforward. You choose your direction. If the action's happening over there, you can work it out. But I do like the old perspex one. That you can put it over the top of the action and see exactly where it is.
I suppose it's just something else to paint as well, isn't it? Which, as you know, is my downfall.
Well, we were talking about this at the club, as a lot of people have been talking about painting it. I know that some of the GW guys sprayed theirs gold.
Okay.
One of the options we spoke about was maybe popping to Halfords, getting some car paint, and put it in your team colours.
Oh yeah.
So for £8 a can from Halfords, car paint, because you can use enamel paints on them, and then you can put them in your team colours if you wanted to.
That's an interesting option. Team colours for your scatter. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. And then we've got this. Sorry, the way I said that kind of might convey how I feel about it. I'm not sure about this, the range ruler. Now, some people I know who have played with this have said, actually, it's fine, and it works, and it's good.
It does what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
That you put it over the top of the figures, you can clearly see where the intersections are of which zones the player's in. So these bits here. that you can clearly see.
That's good. Is there point?
Yes.
Because the only thing on the old one was there's a bit of an area, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a bit.
And you could maybe,
if you wanted to push your finger slightly into a short pass, you could do that.
Yeah.
Not that we know anybody that does that.
No.
That would push figures in either direction to make a pass a bit easier. But this is very clear because it's placed over the top of the figures.
Sure.
The intersections make it clear what zone those players in for those passing.
I suppose the benefit of this as well, because it's a snap together thing.
Back
if you're just doing short passes, you can just use that section, can't you?
You can, yeah.
And you don't need to get the whole thing out and measure away,
end up knocking players over or
all that kind of thing. The question then is, would you glue it together? Don't know.
Probably not, because it won't go back in the box.
And then will it not go lengthways? No, it won't.
So.
Not even diagonally.
No,
look at that.
No.
Okay, so you do need to. There's our pro tip number one.
It is.
Yeah, do not stick this together, otherwise you're going to have trouble getting
it. It won't
go in the box. Okay, cool. That is good to know. Right, so that's all of the kind of models, figures, dice, accessories there. The last thing we've got is the cards. So I really like this. They've now put your guys onto cards. So you now have easy to hand. You don't have to look in the rule book. You don't have to write it onto your
play sheet
and all that kind of thing where someone might accidentally write the wrong number.
Yeah.
It's very clear. You've got your stats on there, movement, strength, agility, and armor value, what they are, and their skills at the bottom. So that's pretty clear. You've also got some star player cards. So Morgan Thorpe there, denoted by he's actually got some artwork, because I assume at the moment they haven't done the figures.
Yeah.
The new figures.
Yep.
And I assume that when you buy a star player in the future, you'll get the replacement card.
I think that's the rumour. It hasn't been confirmed.
Okay.
But I would expect that would happen when you get the figure. Then his card will be in that set.
Okay. And these are all the same style. So the orc or human one, they all look the same. So you kind of got the same information. So that's good. So there, I think that's a nice touch.
It is.
I think they're quite big for what's on. There's quite a bit of space.
Yeah.
So you've got to think about. You've got to have a bit more room around the edge of your board to accommodate your cards.
And you bear in mind the size of the dugouts. If you've got two of those on the table as well,
and then you're rowing up your cards. Yeah. So think about your space when you're laying out your Blood Bowl.
You're going to need a bigger table.
Yeah, you need a big. We're going to need a bigger table. Okay, cool. And then something which has caused a bit of conversation on our Facebook group, the special play miscellaneous mayhem cards, and that they really are mayhem, aren't they? So these are special cards, special plays that you get a random number of.
I think it's D3.
Okay.
But depends on the league rules or what rules you're playing. But coaches have access to different cards. There's things like a random ball turns up. You roll to see if someone scores a touchdown. It might be an apparition, or it might not be real, or you score a touchdown. Now, a lot of people, some people have said, is that a bit extreme? Is that a bit chaotic? But I think it's really Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
It's quite thematic, and it makes it more interesting. And it's a bit of fun. It's a nice touch.
Yeah, it's not like a highly regulated profestional sport, is it?
Because if you want to do that, go and play chess.
Yeah. Whereas this throws in that little element, something extra. What have we got here? Incoming. The crowd received souvenir balls today and has decided to use them as ammunition instead of keepsakes. Brilliant.
Well,
the little flavour text on it is really nice. So there, you decide how many you've got those at the beginning of the game.
You do, yeah.
And then you can play them.
Certain cards are played at certain times.
So it has
at the beginning of your turn.
Okay. So this one, for example, says timing, play at the start of the game immediately before the first kickoff. Okay, so each of them will tell you when you can play them, and then that's kind of
very simple to use. All the information is on the card.
Straightforward. I like cards. I like the play sheets. That's good. I mean, it's looking like a really solid game.
Yeah.
Something that you can get straight out of the box, get going, as you said. Good dice, good kit. So generally really good. Just a little bit on those human.
Little bit more animation, but I'm sure with expansions, I think they've got a lot of plans for these. Forge World going to be making figures for it, so I think you're going to see, Griff Oberwald figure is going to come out, which I bet will look fantastic. Which will add a bit more colour and a bit more animation.
And maybe they're saving some of the really cool poses
for the
really cool players.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is about right. You don't want a lineman that looks really good.
No, it looks better than Griff Oberwald. That's kind of crazy.
That's not going to work.
So, what other teams might be coming out for this? We've got humans and orcs, but is there a way, Paul, that we could find out what other teams might be coming out?
There is a way. If I just grab this, hand that over to you.
Okay, so here we have Death Zone, the first supplement for Blood Bowl, and as you can see, it says Season 1, which I think is an important thing.
Okay, yeah.
Because more will be coming.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which is cool. Now, this book, I actually haven't had a look at this yet. Oh, first page, Skaven.
So the Skaven plastics, I believe, are out at the moment, although it does sound
a supply and demand problem.
Yeah, I went into my local GW and they didn't have any Skaven teams left, and they didn't have any of the dice.
Okay, so it goes straight into the Skaven team, as you might expect. Agile little gits running around,
gutter runners,
with their prehensile tails.
And their dodge rolls and everything else.
Okay, then we've got Nurgle. Interesting, tough.
Yep.
Smelly.
Yeah, very smelly.
Dwarf teams. Let's get a cage on.
Yeah, let's build a cage. Everyone's got block.
Yep. Okay, they're tough as nails, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh,
but lack movement. But they all start with a block skill, so that's a big advantage in a league situation.
Okay, then we've got Elven Union, High Elves, Dark Elves, and Wood Elves.
Okay.
So
they're covering all their bases there, really.
That's a lot of elves.
Yes, that is a lot. No.
So top 4 positions in the league.
Yeah, they could be.
So I mean, they're all fast, but
agile.
The Wood Elves are particularly agile, aren't
with
they?
The War Dancers, yeah.
And High Elves are more armoured.
Yeah.
Union Elves are kind of standard in the middle.
Yeah.
And Dark Elves are a bit more vicious, as far as I know.
Although their armour rolls aren't great. So they are still a bit squishy.
Okay. And then we've got new official rules.
Okay.
Moving on, we've got casualty tables, improvement rolls. It sort of goes into a bit more detail on some of the things you already have seen in the basic game. And then we get on to optional league rules, where we start to get into some interesting things.
There is, yeah.
What's your particular favourite?
Is the piling on rule. In piling on combined with the skills Claw and Mighty Blow could result in ridiculous amounts of casualties. So they've put this down as an optional rule for your league. So if you want to have it in there, you can do. If you don't want to, you think it's a bit too much, a bit too powerful, leads to very powerful combinations with Mighty Blow and Claw, you can choose not to have that.
So probably good to agree that with all the members of your league before you start.
Yeah.
Let them all have a read of it, understand the implications of it, and then decide whether you all want to
find
take
out how bloodthirsty your league organises.
Yes, but Claws takes their armor value down to 7.
Yep.
Piling on allows you to re-roll the armor or injury roll.
Yep.
And Mighty Blow gives you a plus one
strength.
on the. So basically, you're rolling against an armor value of 6 for anyone potentially with a re-roll on that roll or on the injury table.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite bloodthirsty. If you've got a mostly orc league,
then
go for it.
Go for it. Why not?
Yeah. Actually, if you've got mostly elf league and you're the only orc, you want piling on.
You do,
but so interesting. And what's that called? CPOM.
CPOMing.
Although I prefer clamping.
You have no idea where that came from.
Yeah, I think that's great. Right, so we've got more skills. So as we said, the basic set just has the ones you need to play the basic game, whereas this has all your traditional skills that you will have seen in previous versions. So you've got foul appearance, you've got no hands, you've got nerves of steel, good old nerves of steel.
Yeah.
That's always useful. So there's all the details you want there. They give good explanations for each of those. So that's pretty cool. And they're in each of the categories. You've got passing skills, extraordinary skills, general skills, etc. And then at the back, we've got coaching staff, what you can do with your apothecaries, with your cheerleaders, all those kinds of things. No doubt there'll be some interesting miniatures coming out for the cheerleaders.
I think there's 2 refs already out.
Oh yeah, there's like a goblin one, isn't there?
There's a goblin and a halfling eating a sandwich.
Oh yeah, he's got like a big subway or something.
Yeah.
Exhibition play. So is that kind of one-off games kind of things?
I believe so. Yeah.
And then we've got Hall of Fame, and official reference guide. So in the back, it's got all the stats for all the teams. So if you've got some of the old models and you may or may not rebase them, you don't really have to, do you? But you've got the new stats for all of those. I also believe that on the Blood Bowl website you can get the other teams.
You can. There is a PDF for other teams that aren't in this one.
But we've been told that they're not balanced yet, so they're not brought up necessarily play tested as much as this has been. Although I doubt there are very many changes.
No. You don't want to start a league with a halfling team if you've not played them before.
And then we've got star player summary, and you get your little roster at the back. Cool. So that's Death Zone, which I think is a really useful addition to the basic game. I mean, essentially you need that to go further.
Yeah, because that's explaining how your league structure can be set, what rules you want to use, what options are available to get your league started. Whereas the basic box set will just be out of the box, humans versus orcs.
Figure it out, learn the game. Yeah. Okay, right. So you really need both of these things to get a league going.
You do,
really.
Yes.
Well, someone in your league needs to have Death Zone.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right, cool. So that is a really good summary of Death Zone and all the contents of the box, the basic box for Blood Bowl. We've had a look at all the elements, so I think that's pretty much everything. What would your summary be, Paul? What do you think of this edition of Blood Bowl?
Well, I've been playing Blood Bowl since I've got 2nd edition, which the old polystyrene pitch.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
And you could put your little end zone bits in there.
You could change the team depending on who you were playing. And obviously that was a long time ago. But this, I mean, for the value, the figures are absolutely superb. Yeah. We're really impressed with the quality of the dice. You get, I think there's 6 balls for each team.
Okay.
If you've ever played Blood Bowl before, you know as soon as you pick your figure up, the ball will roll off the base of the figure and disappear. You'll never find it again.
All the bases have now got I'm not sure if you can see that on there, but they've all got a little hole in them now, so you can plug the ball into the base. Yeah. One of the most innovative leaps ahead in Blood Bowl design.
It is a massive leap. And, you would always lose the balls, but on the sprues, you've got 6 for each team. So the chances are you're always going to have enough balls to play.
Okay. Cool. Excellent.
Can't believe I said
that. Okay, so that was our little guide to the contents of the Blood Bowl Basic set and what you can expect to find in Death Zone Season 1. I'd like to thank you, Paul, for coming into the dungeon today.
No problem, my pleasure.
To have a look through the set. It's a great set. I think I'm going to have to go and buy one now.
It is great value. It really is.
It looks really good.
The figures are excellent.
Yeah,
it's well worth it.
Cool. And no doubt, Paul, you'll come back sometime and we can actually have a game and get that on camera as well.
Definitely.
I can watch you roll double skulls a few times.
Double skulls, re-rolls, foul lows, all of that.
Brilliant. Yeah, so that's the end of our video today. Please like, comment on the video below. Check out the links as well. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can see all of the wonderful games where I give Paul a good kicking at Blood Bowl.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
So until next time, hopefully we'll see you again in the dungeon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.